Shows was a
right.
variety program in the 70s or 80s or something.
60s or 50s, wasn't it? Like
maybe even earlier than that.
Sid Caesar or something. Show of Shows. I'm just gonna look it up.
Yeah, you and I are both doing the same thing.
Yeah. Let's see. 1950.
Way earlier. And good job, Sid Caesar.
Well, yeah, I knew more about that than I thought I did. Okay.
Sid Caesar and Imogene Coca.
That I would not have known. That is not a name I recognize at all, but that's fine. All right. Yeah. Well, Brian, you and me and you. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's see. Recording is going. Let's zoom in there a little bit. There we go. And queued up audio. All right. We have the read, and it begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, hanging out with my old friend Mardi Gras.
This cereal is gross.
I have shot myself in the ween.
Can I use your sink? Those go together.
Hello, American Kitty.
Recommendals and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
You saved my bacon again. I knew you were tough, but crikey, you really have grown into quite the hero.
Oh, they didn't use my hole?
Their milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. This is The Morning Stream.
Hello, everyone. That theme song means we're back. It is TMS, The Morning Stream, for Wednesday, March 6th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi.
Hello, Scott. Feels like just hours ago since we talked last.
Yeah, when let's see, it would have been about 9 hours ago. Or no, 12 hours ago.
11 hours ago, yeah.
Yeah. We were
wrapped up about 10 o'clock.
So we got we should fill people in. The summer movie draft thing happened at Night Attack. We were invited. We were invited last year, but we couldn't do the summer one. We did the winter. Mm-hmm. But or maybe it was the other way around. We did summer, couldn't do winter. I can't remember.
I remember we did. I think it was winter because we basically did the same thing we did last night, but we did it with The Last Jedi.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we put all our money in The Last Jedi, and we took a percentage cut on that, and we came in second or maybe third.
Yeah, we did okay. I mean, it wasn't. Right. I wasn't the most. That wasn't the most disappointing showing last time, I don't think.
No, not at all.
Here was a chance for us to blow it again, and so we took it. And we're actually, I feel better about our chances this time because we ended up with Endgame.
Yeah.
That's the final Avengers movie in this phase of the MCU. And,
correct. Yeah.
Everyone expects that thing to be a monster freaking hit from hell.
The part one was the biggest movie of 2018.
Yeah.
Or the second biggest. I guess Black Panther was.
Black Panther
Black Panther.
Didn't Black Panther beat it? I thought Black Panther beat it. I can't remember though.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I think that's the case. But yeah, like it was a big hit. We're all looking forward to it. Most of my interest in Captain Marvel. Well, this isn't probably fair to say. I'm interested to see if it's any good at all. But a lot of my interest is, hey, how does Captain Marvel do with its its Captain Marvel-ness leading into Endgame? Like, she was the last text we got in the after credit sequence of Infinity War, and so there's a lot hanging on that. We're like, oh, what does she have to do with this? So we don't know any of that. Apparently, there's some pretty big stinger business that's already leaked today. I don't want to see it because I'm going to see it in the theater.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
I know. Lame, right? Or maybe I'm tempted. Am I tempted or am I not tempted?
Don't be tempted. Well, I'm certainly not going to be tempted. I'm seeing in 2 days. I'm fine waiting. I can wait 2 days to see the stinger on an actual movie theater screen as opposed to on a little tiny laptop screen or something.
Well, yeah. Plus, you're a movie buff.
I'm a movie buff.
You believe in seeing it in the package it was intended to be delivered in.
Yeah, and I'm doing the thing not quite to the degree that Kim does it, but as of the most recent Dark Phoenix trailer, which is really good, I'm done watching the trailers for Dark Phoenix. I'm like, okay, I've seen enough now I was planning on seeing it anyway, but now I feel good about it. I don't have any more curiosity that can't wait until the movie itself.
Do you feel like part of that equation for you is that it has to be, if the trailer, if the most recent thing you've seen of it before you decide not to watch any more of it was good, that's the key, And,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I see a trailer that's like, oh man, that doesn't look good, then I do want to see another trailer to maybe make myself feel better about it.
Yeah.
Again, it's Dark Phoenix. I'd see it regardless.
Yeah. Kind of my
I want
thing.
there to be more Hellfire Club than is represented in the in the trailer.
I feel like
I'm guessing Chastain.
I feel like I need to listen to you sometime explain to me the entire Dark Phoenix thing, because I have no idea. Never read it. Don't know anything about it. No, I know. I mean, I know the basics of it. It's some kind of. All right, you tell me if I got this right, okay?
Sure.
Here's my quick understanding.
All right.
Jean Grey. She's one of Xavier's favorites, man. She's just she's a lot like him.
Prize pupil.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
She was played by Bond girl / TNG lady. The first
Famke
time.
Janssen.
There you go, Famke Janssen. I am yours, Auric of old. You know her. And then you got the second movie, X-Men 2. I forgot the title though. What was that called? X-Men 2.
Just called X2 if I remember correctly.
Okay, so just X2. And there's a scene where she's dead or something, but then under the water you see like a big fiery phoenix coming, and then they cut to credits and that's it. You never get anything.
Right.
And so that was just a hint. That was like, oh hey, there's a thing going on, and I knew that there was a Phoenix tie-in, but I didn't know much else. And then jump ahead to now. My understanding of the comic is Jean Grey, running around doing mind tricks and all the fun stuff she does, and then she gets blasted by some kind of cosmic unit, like
yeah, more or less. Yeah. So basically, the X-Men have a battle out in space where they've got to go either rescue somebody from a space shuttle or attack somebody who's in the space shuttle, whatever. She ends up actually having to be the one who can use a telekinetic shield to protect the space shuttle as it's kind of re-entering, but it still blows up, and she's pretty much presumed dead. Then she pops up out of the water and says, I am the Phoenix, I am blah 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 reborn, and I have more power than anything else, and look at me, I'm drawn by Dave Cockrum. And then she then she becomes a member of the team as Dark Phoenix, a lot more powerful, but with that power comes great responsibility, as we've learned in every single Spider-Man movie.
Sure.
They kind of get hooked up with battling the Hellfire Club, and Mastermind gets into her head and starts convincing her that she's the Black Queen to Emma Frost's White Queen, and kind of has her join the Hellfire Club, and it kind of makes her go a little bit crazy.
Yeah, she ends up crazy. She ends up villainous for a long time, kind of a villain.
That's right. And then the Dark Phoenix power starts coming and taking over, and her clothes change. Her costume changes, Scott.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, that's a sign every time that happens, sure.
And then she goes like super duper crazy, and she wipes out an entire race of aliens just to kind of appease her hunger for power. The Shire get wind of this, and they say, "Oh no, you don't." Charles Xavier's girlfriend Lilandra says, "No, ain't happening here." So they have a little trial. They decide that she is guilty, and they put her up via combat versus the Starjammers, the X-Men versus the Starjammers. Wolverine gets a really cool brown and yellow costume because of that, because he kills Fang, or at least undresses him and takes his clothes. I don't know the story there. And she ends up taking her own life in a little trap moon base while they're fighting on the dark side of the moon, and Cyclops is there to witness her take her own life, saying, "No, Scott, I can't do this anymore. What's gonna be next?" And he goes, "Jean, no!" Zark, and she's dead.
All right, so you know more about it than I do, obviously. There's a bunch of details there I was unaware of, but here's the thing with the movies.
One of my favorite comic stories of all time.
All right, so there you go. In the third one, Last Stand, which was a poo. That was a poo movie. It was a bad movie. Poo movie. She shows up at the end somehow when she's now that Phoenixy lady, and her face is all shooting sun out of it, and she ends up dying there or something. Like, they blew that. That sucked.
They totally blew that. I mean, basically they said, we know that she needs to be powerful, and we know that she needs to kind of go a little crazy. Everything else we can kind of screw around with, right?
Yeah. That bummed me out. And I didn't even know the backstory, and I knew that wasn't enough. I knew just by looking at that this was bad. This was a mistake.
And I was really hoping that Chastain was going to be sort of an Emma Frost, like it was going to be the link to the Hellfire Club. Looks like her last name in the movie is Smith. So there's a little bit of a mystery going on there. But does not appear that that the cause of her imbalance is going to be the Hellfire Club for this go around.
Well, I hope they give you what you want, right? Like, that's what I want. Too. Yeah. Now, is this also is this same director guy that's been making all of them? Like, what's his name?
Simon Kinberg? No, who's is that the guy?
No, who's the one that's all in trouble now because he's fiddles with?
Oh, Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer. I'm glad I stopped that sentence.
What's that?
I started a sentence where I said, the guy that fiddles with, and then I stopped talking, and that's probably
this
good.
is Simon Kinberg, yes.
Okay, so this is not who did First Class? That's my question.
First Class, that's a good question.
Because I loved First Class, man. That was
so
awesome.
Well done. Yeah.
That was when I went, oh yeah, that was Matthew Vaughn. All right, different dude.
Matthew Vaughn, right?
Okay, so X-Men. The last one though, the terrible one, the other bad one.
Right, the X3 or Last Stand, yes.
No, what was this last one? No, the one they just did.
Oh, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. That was no good either. That was done. That was Bryan Singer again.
That was Bryan Singer, yeah,
right.
But written by Simon Kinberg.
Okay.
Screenplay Simon Kinberg, story by Bryan Singer.
Okay, so this new one though.
Yeah, still was better than X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, everything's better than that.
I mean, Days of Future Past was pretty good. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're as good as they could be if maybe MCU had the helm,
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Simon Kinberg, let's just look and see what his work is, because I really want to like X-Men movies again.
Yeah.
So his writing credits are awesome. The guy's done all kind of cool stuff. His directing stuff, he's only done Dark Phoenix will be his first directorial film, and the second is something in pre-production called 355. But he's written everything from First Class, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, Empire. Let's see. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Brian.
Yeah, Fantastic Four screenplay, from the one from 2015. He is the writer for the brand new Logan's Run movie that's been announced.
Oh, all right. Maybe that'll be good.
The writer for the untitled Star Wars Boba Fett project.
Yeah.
Boba Fett project.
Boba Fett project. He also did Star Wars Rebels, bunch of episodes. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff here. He's all right. Yeah. He's okay. Yeah. Triple X State of the Union.
Which direction are we going with this?
I don't know. I guess I'm nervous. I hope it's good.
Yeah. Oh, and he is exactly 4 years younger than me. Same birthday.
Oh, wow.
Born 1973.
This is not me just pandering to you. I think he looks older than you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there. He looks like his hair is a hat. You would put that hat on IMDb. That's the thing you could, at the end of the day, he just goes shunk and then hangs somewhere.
Just the hat, yeah. Right.
It's made out of Brillo pads or some such. Anyway, I hope everybody had a nice Mardi Gras yesterday. Yeah. I did. Got a lot of jambalaya and gumbo type items that Kim made.
Oh, does Kim make jambalaya?
Oh, yes.
Is it any good?
It's very good. Hey, guess what my favorite movie of the last 10 years is as well? No, it's it was really good, and they had a party at her sister's house, but I couldn't go. We were busy here doing the stuff you and I were doing, and so I couldn't go to it. But I did get the food, so I got the good part without the awkward social part, so that was good.
Perfect. Oh my God, best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's like that's the way to do it.
Did you celebrate in any sort of way?
I did. I went out. So Tina's out of town for the next couple days. Oh, who are these guys coming up to my door? First, they move my.
I love door cam.
First, they move my trash can for no reason. Now they're about to ring my doorbell. The dogs go ape shit.
Yeah.
Well, ready?
Hold on. They moved your garbage cans. What?
Yeah, they parked where my garbage can is, and then they moved my garbage. There it is, right there. Why'd they take so long? Like, what were they doing at the door for that long before they finally rang the doorbell?
I just like how indignant you look right now with your arms folded staring at that camera.
Yeah,
you look pissed.
Exactly.
You're like, what's
walking.
this about?
Keep walking, guys. I don't know what you're carrying in that little red and white box. Oh, no. Don't go walking back towards the door.
Do they not get the hint?
Good. Yeah. Not answering.
You don't touch a man's garbage cans.
No kidding. What's the deal?
Let's get this out right now. There are a few things that you, as a pedestrian in a neighborhood, are not allowed to do. And I know the city technically owns the cans.
Exactly.
Don't touch a man's cans.
He hates these cans.
I don't like
waiting
that.
to see, why are they hanging out at the door for such a long time? And I can't see. I need to put on the ring. Anyway, so I went out. Tina's out of town, so he's peeking in the door.
Is he really?
Yeah. All right. You know what? Hold on.
Hold on. This will be good. Brian, go do your thing. All right. This will be good. We're gonna find out. I mean, it's unlikely we'll find out what they're here for, but we're gonna find out what's going on. All right. Now, some clarification in the chat room. Lemonade 2020 says, "What if they're blocking the street?" Now, I get that. That's different, right? If they're blocking the street, you got to move them. I have a larger question. If they're empty and the trash man has already come and they've taken your trash and those trash cans are empty just waiting for you to go back out and get them and put them in their place, I think then it's okay to move them. I think I would say that's okay because you're no longer misplacing them so that you could disrupt the normal disposal of garbage, especially if they're in the way. Now, if you're just walking around to sell you stuff and you're soliciting at Brian's house, I don't think you should get to move anything. Like, walk around them, you lazy piece of poo. Like, you don't get to just come move my stuff and then try to sell me, floor cleaner or whatever it is people sell. Oh, what did we find out? What is it?
All right. So I'm I kind of not laid into them because they're standing still on the doorstep, right? Mm-hmm. Dog's going crazy, like barking her ass off because they're just standing there peeking in the window. So I open the door. I go, "Yeah, what is it, guys? I work nights. I'm just trying to get some sleep." When it's probably pretty clear that I'm fully dressed. And the guy who's carrying something, some container called No Crack, is saying, "The rose? I'm like, "What? The rose is here? The rose? Are you asking if the rose is here? No, the rose isn't here."
The rose? What the hell is the rose?
I don't even know. But now they're going, looks like they're going next door to the crazy neighbor's house. There's no rose over there either.
No. Unless it's a bong, then they're looking for a bong. You'll find it.
They're looking for a bong that is there.
It's called the rose. No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So they have a box that says No Crack on it? What is it?
Yeah, so it's like so they're contracting or something, or they're looking for a house where they're we're supposed to be there at 9 a.m., which is 25 minutes ago.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that they're looking for the rose. I don't know any of the neighbors named Rose.
Named Rose, and last name or first name Rose, huh?
Last name or first name Rose, or the Rose. It's like a spy, right? Like, the rose sits on a monkey's elbow. Ah, yes, come in.
Yes, please enter. That's amazing.
Anyway.
All right.
So last night I had sushi. I had some very traditional Mardi Gras fare. I went out and had sushi because I do that when Tina's out of town. She's not as big a sushi eater as I am, so it's an opportunity for me to go have some sushi, and there's a great place nearby. But I did keep it somewhat traditional. Swung by the German bakery downtown, Old Town Arvada, and picked up a king cake, 3/4 of which are in the freezer outside, the other fourth in the refrigerator upstairs with a little chunk missing that I had for dessert.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yes.
So this is good to know. Did you go by yourself? You're all on your own?
I'm all on my own, man.
Oh, you know what? You know what I like once in a while? Dinner by myself at some place.
Oh, I do. I totally do. And I might even go and do trivia tonight by myself. I'm trying to decide if I want to go out and do trivia tonight or if I want to stay home and watch some crap television. I think I'm going to go out.
Yeah, you should. Dude, look at you.
I'm going to see how I do as a solo trivia guy because I think I suck. I need a team. I need the synergy of a team.
Yeah, go party. Go let it all hang out. Let that Vegas monster out one last time.
Wonder if they do trivia at the strip club. Woo!
They might. You never know. Let's do this. Hey, everybody. It's time for us to play a little... we keep wanting to call it Stump Dunaway. Babble Royale. with Brian Dunaway, who's here. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? What are you doing?
I'm excited about doing the Babble Royale, not the Stump Dunaway.
No.
Not the, hey, we got some questions. No. The
Nope.
Babble Royale.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
Baboo Royale.
Well, we're excited, too. Here's how you play, folks at home. You call in 801-471-0462. Jeannie put it in the chat room just now, so you have no excuse. You call
Thanks,
that
Jeannie.
number.
Bling.
We accept you into our world, and we let you play this here game, which we're going to do right now with this caller. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Steve from Kentucky.
Well, hello, Steve from I don't think we hear enough from Kentuckians, man. That's awesome. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, no problem.
Lexington.
I really like how you guys fry stuff. Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, you make some fine fried food.
Deeply. That's how they fry stuff. Deeply.
Fried chicken, bourbon, we got it all.
Yeah. Are you near
we're
Lexington? Like
Kentucky
what?
area.
What part of Kentucky?
Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, all right.
In
Eastern.
the Appalachian Hills.
That
you
makes
know.
sense.
Oh, very nice. All right. That's where Raylan Givens would go bust people for meth.
Yeah, probably.
That's my understanding. That's how everything works. Everything I see on TV, I assume, is true. All right. Well, excellent. It's good to have you here. Brian Ibbett, will you please explain to our friend from Kentucky how this works and what he could win?
I will. So, Steve, I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Steve from Kentucky, your job is to predict who is going to come out on top based on today's topic. Today, you're playing for a 3-pack of Steam games. A virus named Tom, who won't be appearing on the show today. 7 Grand Steps and Waking Mars.
Ooh,
I think you used a very
Waking
large
Mars
alarm
is
clock for that.
That's an awesome.
Get up, Mars!
That's an awesome game, by the way. Waking Mars. Yeah,
I thought it was originally when I copied it in there. I thought it was Walking Mars.
Yeah,
Like you walk around Mars.
could be that
There's
too.
terraforming Mars, so why not Walking Mars?
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Matt Damon did that for like about 2 hours.
Sure.
He did, exactly.
He used his
In a
own
movie
poo.
produced by Simon Kinberg.
That's right, and he used his own poop to make
Did.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
right. Poop potatoes.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's what you're playing for. Before these guys can start, I got to give them their topic. Their topic today comes to us from Kevin Hughes, who knows that these guys like video games and like console video games. There are a ton. I don't actually have a number in front of me here, although I can probably really quickly come up with it. But there are a ton of games, consoles, 48 of them, that were released before the NES.
Ooh.
There was 48 consoles before
There
the
were
NES?
48 consoles that were released before the NES.
That's
I want to see
crazy.
how many of those you can name.
All right. Wow. This is news to me that there were that many.
Right. I mean,
I know.
I know a some, but
Yeah,
I don't
that
know if
seems
I
like a
know
lot.
nowhere near 48.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is going to test me because I thought I knew a lot about this coming in. All right.
I know, I know.
All right. Well, let's do it.
So, Steve, knowing that hearing their reaction to this, who do you want? Who do you expect to win, and who do you want to go first?
I am going to go with, let's go with Scott to win, and Scott, go ahead and go first.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, look at you. Uh-oh.
Interesting strategy.
What was our milestone again? You said the NES, the first one, right?
Yeah.
The first one. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Okay.
that the first one was released, the NES was released on July 15th, 1983.
Cool.
I'm going to get
Cool.
a couple obvious ones out of the way, or my first one anyway, so that it hurts Brian. And so here's my first.
You jerk.
I'm going to say the Intellivision console.
That's a good one.
The
That's a good one.
Intellivision. It's a very good one to go with. 1980, that thing was released. Had George Plimpton shilling it from Mattel, the Intellivision.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was totally him doing that. All right. Dunaway.
The ever classic Atari 2600 came out before that NES.
I would hope you guys would get that one out of the way really quick. September 11th, 1977. Yeah, September 9/11. The Atari 2600 was released in
Whoa.
1977.
That's there's something there. Never forget. All right, how about this? We had one of these briefly, a Magnavox Odyssey.
Ooh, that was a good one. I have one of those still.
The Magnavox Odyssey. Now, 1975 is when the Magnavox Odyssey came out,
Oh.
Okay.
Feeling uncomfortable. Oh, okay.
and I can't really say any more than that. Yeah,
But it is one.
it is one. Yes,
Okay.
it did come out before. Yes.
Okay. You
So
scared
what
me.
are you hiding? Can't say anything more than that. What are you hiding? All right. Well, how about my turn again?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
How about the ColecoVision?
Very good choice. Yes, the ColecoVision. August 1982. That thing came out. Had the most realistic Donkey Kong that had come out on a console to that point.
Right.
All right.
And my friend John McEachran lived in the trailer park, and he had one of those, and I'd always go over there and hang out with him and play Donkey Kong.
I have
I had a
to.
buddy with one too.
Yeah. It's always somebody's friend who had one. You know that? It's always the way it
totally.
works.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Ooh, this feels dangerous. Pretty sure the Atari 5200
Ooh.
was prior to the NES.
Son of a...
November 1982. Yes, prior to the NES. Very good.
It was a garbage console, by the way. Not good.
Well, that's a
It was.
one board.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was poop.
It was super expensive, but it had it's supposed to have a better Tempest on it than the 2600.
This is true.
Right.
All right, Dunaway.
And this is where I depart.
Oh, come on. Not really. Really?
Because I am out. Well, I know there were things that were prior to that, but I don't know if they had a name because we had like a Pong console that was nothing but Pong, but that's not really a console. I'm trying to think of any cartridge-based things.
Can you remember anything else about that one?
Oh, yes, it's how about the table tennis console? That's what it was called, is technically, but I don't know the exact name of it.
The table tennis
I
console?
can't give it to you. That's not enough. Yeah. So that's a win for Scott.
Yeah. Woo!
Boo! What else do you have in your
Yeah.
holster, Scott? I bet you didn't have much, if anything.
Well, I was going to say Atari Pong, but is that how you'd say it, Brian?
Yes, Atari Pong.
Dang it.
1975 Atari Pong. There was actually
Pong.
Is there a
I
squealy
needed more
one or
than just
something?
I needed more than just a Pong machine.
Come on.
The thing I was hiding is that there was actually the Magnavox Odyssey 2, but it was like the Odyssey squared because they put the 2 as a superscript.
Yeah.
That might have been the one you had. That one came out in December 1978.
I think that's the one I have.
Hold on. There was
Some
supposed
other
to
one-
wasn't there supposed to be an Intellivision 2, but I think that may have been post NES.
It might have been post NES. It's
Yeah.
not listed here.
Yeah.
Nobody said the Vectrex, which I have right behind me there.
I love that thing.
Yes.
Didn't think about it.
All right. Some other ones you could have named. I won't go through the whole list. The
Other
Pingatronic
named?
Pingatronic.
TV Tennis Electro Tennis by Epoch. Or
That was
Epic,
close too. Come on.
you know. The Commodore TV game system.
Okay.
The Video 2000. Game Room Telepong. Coleco Telstar.
Butthole.
Video Pinball Stunt Cycle, both made by Atari but standalone consoles. The Bandai TV Jack.
Okay.
The Bandai TV
Some really
Jack.
there's some really dumb names,
Wait.
dumb names here. The Bally Astrocade. That one I'm sure you guys have heard of, actually.
I've never heard of the Bally Astrocade.
I would have
Band-
thought that was an actual arcade thing. I wouldn't have thought that at all.
The Bandai Supervision 8000.
Yeah, you know,
Which
the,
you
the old
8000.
Supervision 8000. I never had a friend who had that one, I can tell you that.
Never me either.
And then released on the very same day as the NES, and I would have accepted it, the Sega SG 1000.
Oh. I would have thought you would have said the Sega Master System, no?
Right, and I was curious if you were going to say like the Famicom, because even though it's technically, wouldn't that be released in Japan first?
Yeah, but
That's
the
the
Famicom
one-
is the NES, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but that's the same thing, but it was called something else. It's not exactly the same thing because it's visually different.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Components inside.
You're right.
Right.
There,
But it was,
there, there are
but it was,
differences.
But it wasn't classified as a separate.
it wasn't classified as a separate thing. That was the one that was released on.
That's
the
like
same
the
day as
Genesis and
Famicom.
the Mega Drive. There was Mega Drive in Japan and Europe, and
Right.
Genesis here. But Genesis is such
Aw,
a
man.
cooler name, by the way. Mega Drive? That sucks. It's a dumb name.
I don't think it's worse than the Supervision.
No, you're probably right.
I don't think it's worse than a
Hey, I want to come over to your
Atari
house after
Pong.
school. Do you have Supervision? Screw you.
Only my cool friends have supervision. Steve, that means you've won, and that is great because then you get this sound file.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
And on top of that, you get these free game codes, which can play on any modern computer hardware. So all you got to do is send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com, and thank you for playing.
Well, this is crap because this is like the fourth or fifth time Scott's rolled me over in a
Yeah,
row.
what's going
You guys
on?
should Google. You guys
Crap.
should Google the Bally Astrocade. By the way, as soon as you see it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing this thing."
I'm going to look it up right now. Bally Astrocade?
Bally Astrocade.
Hold on, things for some reason that Simon Hegberg guy.
Oh, I recognize this stupid thing. I know what you're talking about now.
Astrocade. I've never heard of this. But
really? Wow.
I'll bet once I see.
I've seen pictures.
I bet once I see it, like you said, I'll probably. Oh, I have seen. I didn't know what this was. Brian was totally right. You're totally right. Oh, look at that dumb controller.
I saw this on the deck of the which was Battlestar Galactica from the 70s.
No kidding. I mean, the fact that like all that wood paneling.
Yeah, looks like a Cylon almost.
Gosh,
I mean, the 2600 had a lot of wood paneling, but I think this one has even more.
Look at that stupid controller. That is so
That's a
stupid.
cool controller. It's got the Pong style spinny knob on top, which was all the rage.
Brian,
for this era.
You're insane. I'm going to show this to the chat room. Hold on.
So how would you play Pac-Man with that controller, Brian?
You wouldn't, because they would never release Pac-Man on that thing.
Look at that thing. That is just wacky. Where's the control? Hold on. I got to show the chat room the controller.
It's got a trigger and a spin knob on top.
Yeah,
looks like you're going to unscrew your toothpaste and squeeze it out of there. Is what it looks like.
That is. Just...
I wonder if that knob, in addition to being a knob, also goes up, down, left, right kind of thing.
In addition to being a knob, I'm putting that in.
In addition to being a knob.
It's good stuff. Well done, Brian Dunaway. It was fun beating you today for the 5th time or so.
Thanks, man.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm having such a streak. I don't deserve it. I don't know why I'm having it. I just feel like I've leveled up. Well done. Brian Dunaway, is always a pleasure to have you here. He is the Brian Dunaway on Twitter, and you can catch him this weekend on a brand new episode of Film Sack with me and Brian Ibbett and Randy Jordan. What's our movie? I don't remember what we're doing.
Skylines.
Oh, Skylines. Relatively, well, not that new. Like 20.
I think it's singular, not multiple. The sequel was plural.
Oh, Skyline. Is that the
Skyline? Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's in some alien abduction thing with that weird guy.
I'm watching part 2, Skylines.
Are you now? Okay. Yeah. 2010 film starring
no one we know.
Eric Balfour, who should play Satan, and Donald Faison, who's from Scrubs.
There you go.
Yep.
By the way,
best name, by the way, Faison.
Faison's a great name. Yeah, it's a good evil space name. Good space lord name. Faison.
From the planet Faison.
Yes. See, it probably is one. It sounds so right when you say it. Brian Dunaway, it's just been a pleasure. I hope you have a great day.
Guys.
And
Absolutely.
kiss our butts. Goodbye.
Audience reviews for Skyline. Here's my favorite. Do not go by ranking at all. This alien movie is good, though the storyline is not interesting.
Gee, I wonder why people can't trust user reviews.
Yeah, don't know why. Huh.
Maybe they don't know what they're saying.
Oh, hilarious. I was making the joke. The second movie is called Beyond Skyline. The third movie is called Skyline.
Oh, shut up. First of all, there's 3 of them?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
That's nuts. All right, well.
The second one came out in 2017. I guess the sequel is maybe announced, but not out yet.
Oh, well, put on your pants and get ready, because we'll be the first to tell you about it.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
Hey, let's dive into the news brought to you by
Coverville today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I believe. I should be able to do it. Coverville.com or twitch.tv/Coverville. Celebrating the birthdays of Roger Daltrey of The Who and Townes Van Zandt, who is a country folk artist that influenced a lot of other people. He's somebody I've never done a Coverville episode on, so I'm really excited to kind of delve into a set of his music. He does a great cover of Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Streets, and Steve Earle and Lyle Lovett and Mumford & Sons have all done some great covers of Townes Van Zandt. Of course, The Who. You all know The Who.
Sure.
Lots of great stuff today, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
And they did the
Super Bowl.
They had that camera go up. What's his name? Shirt.
I know. Like, if I bring up The Who, there's the one thing that I can name or that I can predict that you're going to talk about.
I mean, it used to be I'd talk about their music or their songs or one of their more famous things or something, but I cannot get out of my head Townsend up shirt Super Bowl. Just the floppy old man under there, just flopping around. Poor guy.
Whatever.
It's not his fault.
I call that a bargain. The best I ever had.
All right. Hey, how about this?
If they ever come back to the Super Bowl, you won't be fooled again.
There you go. Yeah. They do the pinball thing.
All the CSI themes. Oh yeah, the Pinball Wizard.
Pinball Wizard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And is there one song? There's a song about a guy who can't talk very well. What's that one?
That'd be Tommy. There's a whole movie about him, a whole play, a whole what's the word? A whole movie, whole musical.
I feel like that song's not kind to the mentally challenged. Am I wrong to think that?
I think you're wrong to think that, because that wasn't Tommy was just deaf, dumb, and blind, but he sure played a mean pinball.
All right.
But rock opera, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Rock opera. Yeah, it was. He was just deaf, dumb, and blind. He wasn't mentally handicapped or challenged or.
I mean, it's pretty challenging though. Deaf, dumb, and blind.
Well, yes, he had some physical handicaps.
He was deaf, couldn't hear. Dumb, couldn't speak.
Right.
Blind couldn't see. How is he playing pinball?
Right? That is the question. He stands like a statue. He can't see no whistles or bells.
No.
He plays by sense of smell.
How can he play a mean pinball when he can't see, hear, or talk? I don't know, man.
Plays by intuition, Scott.
I guess
I've
so.
never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
That's crazy that the things you're saying are rhyming somehow. It's just crazy.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah.
All right, hey.
There has to be a trick.
Listen, when you get up in the morning and you're like, man, I'm hungry, I should eat something.
Yeah.
How would the following ingredients sound in your cereal bowl? Okay, here you go.
Okay, in my cereal bowl. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Onion powder.
Ugh.
Garlic powder.
Get out.
Black pepper.
What the hell?
Majoram. Is that Marjorie? Or I mean Wait, what's the word?
Majoram.
What is majoram?
It's a spice.
Okay.
That Marjorie likes.
Major
M.
I thought it was like misspelled. What's the word? Marjoram.
Margarine.
Margarine.
You were thinking margarine.
Fake butter. That's what I was thinking.
Yes. Majoram.
Majoram. Sage. Thyme. Yeah, I didn't say thyme. Everyone calm yourselves down.
Creamy bean.
Yeah, in the ingredients list for breakfast cereal. And how do you want that? It's on. By the way, that's all those ingredients on the side of the box of the limited edition Honey Brunches of Oats Chicken and Waffle cereal.
Honey Brunches of Oats.
Mm-hmm. Get it?
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Would you eat it though? Would you eat it?
So it's a savory cereal?
Kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, like chicken and waffles
chicken
is
and
savory.
Waffles. Okay, so it looks like I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
So it looks like the waffle pieces are sweet, and then the flakes are fried chicken flavor.
Yeah, basically. I think that's roughly it.
I'd try it. I don't think. I don't know if buying a whole box would be a safe thing for me. I'm looking at the.
They also have maple bacon and donuts, another limited edition.
Oh, see, that sounds great, but I can't imagine them getting a bacon flavor good enough to make it worth it. You know, it's going to be like milk and bacon.
Yeah, very weird. It's the milk mixed in now that I have the most concern about. So here's what I'm going to suggest. This is a post-limited edition cereal. I think it'd be a fun thing for you and I to try on the show. The question is, I don't know where you get this sort of thing, like limited edition cereals. Like what fancy store carries things like this? I don't know. But
probably. I mean, Target usually has stuff like this. They always get the limited edition Oreos.
That's true. They do.
Let me see what we got here.
I mean, I would take, if somebody wanted to send us these, we'd of course try it. I'm not saying you should. I just don't know where to look. I'm sure it's easier than I think it is. I'm sure there's a place I can get them.
Yeah, let's see. Honey. No, don't correct me. I did mean Honey Brunches of Oats, Google.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like something I'm typing incorrectly, but...
Unless this guy spelled it wrong in this entire blog post, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you see anything?
Well, looks like, okay, Target or Amazon has it.
Oh, so you get it on Amazon.
Get it on Amazon.
Amazon.com.
There it is right there. Although it's a $5 box of cereal. Like somebody bought this and is just basically just putting it on Amazon. I don't know if I
don't trust that.
No, I think I'll go to Target today and I'll look and see if I can find a couple boxes, and if I can, then I'll send them. But if somebody else finds them, I guess tweet us and let us know if you find one and you're sending us one so that we don't buy additional boxes ourselves.
Yeah, I want to know I want to try this. Like I actually do have. Oh yeah, there they are. $23.87 for the 2 boxes. Are you kidding?
Somebody is like you figured out the back market. I'm going to make bunches of money on honey brunches of oats.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Brunches of money.
The worst part, this is now in my Amazon search history, so they're going to recommend this to me all the time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like all this stuff down here. Are you looking for battery chargers for Sony camcorders or Amazon aluminum 7-foot light stands? Like, great. Now this is in here. Wonderful.
Purchase price should be $2.99.
Yeah. Well, that's what the article says.
Yeah, that's what the article says.
It says
$2.99.
$2.99. Are you out of your mind? Here's what they need to do. Somebody out there.
Because the ones on Amazon, by the way, are going to have like $18 shipping too.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Anyone?
Kelly says you can get them at Walmart. He says, I know because I worked there.
Oh, well then, awesome. How does he feel about the greeters getting screwed? By the way,
are greeters getting screwed?
Yeah, they're firing, not everywhere, but in a bunch of stores across the country. They're firing or letting go greeters and not replacing them. In other words, they're phasing out the greeter job, which a lot of very old people and disabled people, it's been a great method of some kind of employment for people who can't otherwise get jobs because they're less able, and it bugs me. So they're going to get rid of those greeters. That's such a cool tradition. Like, why would you do this?
It totally
Walmart?
is. Like it seems like that's something that you just come to expect. It's like, oh, when I get old, that's what I want to do. I want to stand in front of a Walmart and say, "Welcome to Walmart.
Yeah.
How can I help you?" When I can't even help myself.
He says that they're giving them an indefinite amount of time to get another position now.
Aww.
So that's something. But still, man, there are people in there that are like a fixture. Like, you'll go in there and go, "Hey, it's Frank. Welcome to Walmart."
Yeah,
and he's all friendly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
That's that. We don't want that to go away. Oh my gosh.
All right. I'm going. You know what? All right. Here's what I'm doing today. Right across the street from the Walmart is the Mod Pizza that I've never been to. Gonna go get myself a Mod Pizza and check the Walmart for some honey brunches of oat cereal.
Honey
if
brunches.
They have both,
Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
If they have both flavors, I'm getting both flavors.
Oh yeah, totally.
Bacon,
I'd get
donuts
both.
And
In fact, you know what? Kim is downtown today. I'm gonna text her, make her do the dirty work. I'm gonna make her do it. This will take.
Better send her a photo. She's gonna think it's a weird typo that you're saying honey brunches of oats cereal.
Yeah. I know. She's going to think I'm full of it. All right. Well, we'll get to that as soon as we can. Hey, a man in Indiana.
Man.
Yeah, he accidentally shot himself in the penis.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I like articles like this for whatever reason. A man accidentally shot himself in the penis early Thursday. Something about that sentence.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally. Sure. Some people are just into what they're into. I don't judge. Police in Marion, Indiana, said Mark Anthony Jones, age 46, aren't they always, was carrying a 9mm handgun in his waistband. When it began to slip, he reached down to adjust the gun, and it fired. The bullet entered just above his penis and exited his scrotum. No exit till scrotum.
Okay. All right, great.
I know this is a bad way to end your chances of fathering children, this is
no kidding. I mean, that's not even like the we can rebuild it bob it kind of situation, right?
No.
It's like
actually, did you hear about that? There's a documentary about her, the Lorraine Bobbitt.
Yeah,
where
she's back in the news.
Her side of the story, which you never got. You only got weirdo side, and then him getting to be a porn guy and all that. You never heard about her.
Frankenweenie, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Was that called Frankenweenie, or did we just call him that?
No, I think the porn that he was in was was called Frankenweenie.
That's That's terrible, but kind of
It's
great.
alive.
How stupid is that? Anyway, this guy was not licensed. That's your big goof up there, buddy. Police say did not have an Indiana handgun license. Case will be
Yeah,
sent.
because I would guess that's day one of the safety lessons that they teach you.
Oh yeah, don't shoot yourself in the ween.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They also, in fact, they said, all right, welcome to Gun Safety 101. We're glad you all could be here. Lesson number 1, do not shoot yourself in the penis. Lesson 2, do not exit a bullet from the scrotum.
Make sure the trajectory, if you're going to shoot yourself in the ween,
Yeah. Make sure it goes a different way.
go laterally,
If it,
not vertically. Definitely not perpendicularly.
it is better to perforate one's internal organs than it is to exit the scrotum.
I'm picturing like the target shooting range where they've got the sheets with the the targets on them.
It'd have to be angled. The guy would have to be like this.
Right.
Just get it straight down. I got him in the scrotum. Good job, Bill. All right. What else we got here? Oh,
Welcome to Wednesday, everybody.
That's right. There's a story here about a British tradesman. That's a guy who does like fixer-upper stuff. Comes to your house.
Oh, sure.
fixes your
Handyman kind of thing.
Yeah. Over there they call him tradesmen.
Tradesman.
I like this story because it just shows that not everyone's from Florida. Sometimes stupid stuff happens in other places.
Well, and even the headline is euphemistically vague.
Very vague. Well, it's literally this: British tradesmen doing dirty deeds where you do the dishes. And
Are
here's
they
what
done dirt cheap?
they're done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds while you're doing the dishes. Done dirt cheap. That's how it goes. Here it is. This is a brand new survey. A shocking 6 out of 10 tradesmen have admitted to sneakily unzipping and relieving themselves in a customer sink. Basically, these guys are peeing in customer sinks. It says... It says you might ask why on earth are they doing this. Apparently, it is not due to any specific ill will of the customer. The answer is much simpler. It's easier than attempting to seek out where the bathroom is. In other words, they are kind of lazy.
They don't want to ask, excuse me, where's the bathroom?
Yeah, they don't want to do that. Pardon me, madam.
Pardon me, love.
You got a bath. You got a water closet. I need
Never mind, I'll just go in the sink. Get my gun.
Oi, oi! I take a piss in the sink. Oi. If you're looking for who to apportion the most blame to, geez, apportion. That's a cool word.
I know. Like $20 more in words than the Huffington Post, just in that first paragraph.
Says here, plumbers are statistically the biggest tinklers. Not surprising considering they're readily near sinks, so they're always around sinks.
If I was a plumber, I'd feel pretty good about that sentence.
Yeah, it's not bad. Plus, I bet plumbers are like, they know enough about the way pipes and the way plumbing works that they probably know it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to come back on you, is what I mean. It's not like you're going to pee in the sink and then later the guy's going to be peeling his potatoes going, man, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about this, Scott? Like,
I'd be pissed.
let's say the guy putting in your floor upstairs is like, well, you know what? I'm just going to, bathroom's all the way over there. I'm just going to kind of lay a dookie underneath the underlayment and
oh my
just
gosh.
a little one, and then I'm going to put the floor down on top of it.
Oh my gosh.
You all right with that?
No.
Knowing that you'll never know it's there, you'll never experience it. That the underlayment will block any sort of smell or bacteria.
I'd be okay with him. I'd rather have him pee in a sink than poop under my underlayment. You know, like if you're saying which would I prefer, I'd take the pee in the sink. But still, yeah, they shouldn't do this at all.
Let's say you found out your plumber peed in the sink while he was working on it. Plus, I mean, boy, I hope he does that at the end of working on your sink, because if he's like, changing out the pipes underneath it and he's like, oh, just got splashed on by my own pee.
Yeah. No, I don't. And none of this is good.
Well, yes, pooping is different, sure, but what would you do to that sink to make yourself feel better about the fact that the plumber peed in it? Would you?
I wouldn't tear it out or anything like that.
No, I wouldn't expect that. But like, how many washings with what's the white powder cleanser that comes in a tall green bottle? Like, that bleach would be good, but yeah, like I'm just thinking of stuff like that.
Yeah. I would probably pour bleach down the thing. I would fill it up, and then I would put the clogger down.
Comet, that's it. Yes.
Comet, yeah. I'd put I put a bunch of bleach down the pipe. Then I would seal do the little plug thing.
Right.
And then I would fill the sink with additional bleach. I'd let it sit for a few hours. And then I'd wash that down with hot water, and that'd be fine. That's good enough.
Okay.
I mean, bleach will kill anything.
Wouldn't always be in the back of your mind. That,
I'd always think about it. I'd be brushing my teeth, lean over to spit and go, his wiener was right here peeing. It's going to bug me. Yeah. I'd move.
And I got to commend, you tadpoolers are on fire with, like, about 14 of you said Comet when I was describing the white powder sink cleanser and the green tall bottle. You guys nailed it.
Yeah.
So
it was called Comet, right? That was called Comet.
Comet.
And you would use it for what? Pans and things?
Comet. It makes your teeth turn green. Comet. It tastes like gasoline. Comet. It makes you vomit. So buy some Comet and vomit today.
This is a weird. Where is this from? What is this?
I don't know what that's from. That's from my childhood. I don't know why. Like,
wow.
Why I remember that. Was that a thing? Like it was. Felt like it was one of those things. Like Batmobile, Joker got away. Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker got away. Yeah. Junior high school. Okay. There are other people who've heard this. All right, good.
I've never heard that.
Ain't heard that little song since I was 9, says Matuba.
I remember the Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin laid an egg. Oh, what fun it is to ride on Batman's hairy leg. And like that.
I haven't heard that one.
Really? That was big when I was young.
Our version was Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker got away.
Oh, yours is way more lore
way
centric.
Better. Like, oh my God, ran over Batman's hairy. Why was his leg exposed?
It's so funny how local these things can be, but that there's always some other version that.
That's right.
You guys heard just a slightly different one.
I think it was Dodd Vickers that linked us a bunch of old Batman, like the black and white pre-Adam West Batman afternoon serials, like
Those
the ones
you'd
see in the theaters.
Yeah.
And there's one that I was watching where Batman and Robin are in the back of the Batmobile. Alfred's driving.
Yeah.
And Batman says, "Pull into that alley," like so that they can get into costume because they're currently Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. And but as they're driving, he's pulling out his cowl and putting it on his head, like it's not going to be. That's not too worried about his secret identity if he's just going to change right there in the street.
Yeah, and when he would put it on, the way his ears worked, they were long and they were kind of out to the side. They looked terrible.
Yeah, right.
It was really bad. Robin looked all skeevy. That's a weird. You guys should watch that. Yeah. You can find those on YouTube. They're all full length and awful.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. You think the 60s that makes the 60s series look like a freaking work of genius.
It does. It makes the Batman 1966 movie look like Schindler's List.
You're not wrong. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Recommendals with Nicole Spagnuolo, which I'm looking forward to. Should be fun today. Although I have a very depressing thing to talk about, but I'm still going to talk about it. Okay. So that's coming up after this. Before that, though, Brian, would you please introduce this song?
I will introduce this song, a band from Austin, Texas, where we've got a couple of our friends there today. Jury and Tom are both in Austin for South by So Wasted. Mm-hmm. A band called The Black Drum Set. They are releasing their debut album, even though they've been around and they've been performing together since 2009. I take that back. I'm sorry. They're reviewing their debut album, but they're talking about the brand new album, which is called Charged, which comes out in 2 days. Comes out Friday. These guys, for me, the biggest comparison is the Stone Roses from the UK. Love those guys, and these guys totally remind me of that Stone Roses, Charlatans UK kind of style with the little bit of new wave, but a lot of drums and rock and roll. Again, the brand new album is called Charged. The song is called There's a Shark in the Boat. Here's the Black Drum Set.
All right, we'll see you guys in a sec.
I'm sorry, Gemma. I only came up here because I thought it'd be funny to jump out and surprise you.
They never warn you when you download this app that this app is very addicting.
The morning stream. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
And we're back, everybody. Donde está la biblioteca? That's the only Spanish I know. Thank you, Scott Fletcher, for teaching me.
Where's the library?
Apparently, he sat down on a live stream and recorded a bunch of new one-liners for the show. But
I know, and it was it was like right before we did Night Attack, and unfortunately, I saw that as I was going to Twitch. I'm like, oh, I want to watch that.
Yeah,
but,
I've seen him do it before, and it's always a hoot. He takes suggestions from audience, does all that stuff, does it over Periscope, I think, is where he does it. And it's always a good time. And so you guys should watch for that. Mr. Scott Fletcher on Twitter. But I haven't gotten them yet, so I'm really anxious to get the final stuff to see what he ended up doing. And we'll start playing them on the show.
I know. I feel like he needs to label them just 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., so that we hear them fresh when we play them on the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we know we're not going to get surprised by an F-bomb or something.
No, heavens no.
Not with Scott Fletcher.
Now, if you're all asking why no Tom today, it's because, like you said, he's on his way to... He's literally on a plane right now. Cannot do the show from a plane, so that's why we don't have him today. But we will
Is he still doing DTNS today?
He is not. He has something else going, so it's me and Roger and Sarah today doing DTNS. That's a lot of pressure, man.
That is. I hope... Don't screw it up.
Yeah, no pressure on me. Well, it's time for Nicole Spagnolo and someone walking past her. Is that Mark?
That's my brother.
Oh, I was hoping to make fun of Mark. I always like make fun of Mark. It's
okay?
Nicole Spag, all the way from Colorado. Hi, how are you?
Well, you sounded fine.
Yeah, now we don't hear you.
Oh,
now
there
we
we
hear
go.
you.
Okay.
Now we hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Way better.
You sound great.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. What the hell is going on? What the hell is
It's
going
almost like
on?
she's hearing a delay. Are you hearing a delay?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a weird blip.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why. That's really weird. Hey, you know what? I'll call you back. Here, I'll call you back. Let's try this again. All right. That was weird. I don't know what happened there.
That is weird.
Let's try it again. Nicole, Spag, add. Let me make a mark here so I can fix this in post. Meep. Okay. All right.
Meep.
Now we try it again. Nicole, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
So your hearing is fine now.
I'm just gonna leave my camera off. There's something going on with the internet here.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
It's good to have you here, though. How are you?
Yay! Good.
Oh, good. Thank you for coming in early because Tom not being here. It's always nice to figure all that crap out before. Usually I forget and don't tell people, and then the whole day's hosed.
Well, I'm just always sitting here waiting with bated breath for my segment.
Oh, that's super sweet. Well, we love having you on, and as always, this segment is all about us recommending cool streamed content that we have discovered or watched or seen or whatever over the last week since we last spoke. And today's no different. We traditionally start with Brian and a clip from Brian. Brian, do you have any setup for said clip?
So I watched this a few weeks ago, but it was right around the time that I watched like Bird Box and Bandersnatch and stuff like that. So it kind of got set aside as like a recommendal that I would use when I needed one. So here's a recommendal that I need one now.
One of now. And now, we hear the needed clip. Here you go. Let's see what it is.
What do you win at these shows? Do you win money? Do you win prizes? Nope, you win bragging rights.
She's just gorgeous.
You walk into a show and you say, oh, there's competition this weekend.
This is a beauty pageant. This is a beauty show. Is it a coffee filter? Yes, it is a coffee filter.
We're all human. We all have arch enemies somewhere in our lives.
If you're not number one, you're the first loser.
Well, that's a dark way of looking at things, isn't it? Wow.
I purposefully left out the key element of all of that stuff. Any guesses?
I mean, it sounded like it may be like a pet show or like a...
It is. A cat show, as a matter of fact.
Oh, a cat show?
Yes. This is a Netflix documentary, 75-minute documentary called Catwalk, Tales from the Cat Show Circuit.
That's it. I saw it. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen it.
Watch this.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen the thing and the little trailer running in the background. and thought that's something I should watch, and then never did. Is it newish or old?
It is newish. Yeah, it came out. I want to say came out in December or January. We watched it. Like basically, we had some time to kill between something. We're like, let's just watch that, and I'll use it for a recommendal when I need it, and I'm using it. Basically, you've got a couple cats. You've got Bobby, a Turkish Angora, and you've got Ooh La La, a red Persian, and then their owners who are on this like. This multi-Canadian city cat show tour or cat beauty pageant tour. I had no idea about like what was involved with this, but these people will take their cats all across Canada. And so the competition is not just always the same 4 or 5 cats that are going for best in show, but also the same judges who have to come up with new things to say about these cats because they travel the circuit as well. So it's like, all right, now we're in Calgary at the such and such show, and there's that judge again. And he's like checking the cat. Oh yeah, just beautiful fur is just absolutely gorgeous, and look at that stance and blah blah blah. Man, the Persian, the red Persian, Ooh La La, is a gorgeous like fluff ball. Like basically looks like you got her wet and then touched her paw to a car battery because like it's all poof straight out.
Wow,
just super super fluffy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love this kind of stuff. And are people sufficiently quirky and weird about their cats and all that? Okay.
Yes, especially the main 2 or 3 ladies that are kind of the competitors. Fortunately, they're all friendly, so it's kind of like it's not a bitter rivalry. Although there is some underneath, like you kind of wonder if secretly they really hate each other.
Oh man!
But it's really funny. It's a good watch, and
What's it called again?
It's an innocent watch. It's called Catwalk: Tales from the Cat Show Circuit.
Okay, yeah, 2018. Here it is.
Is that Netflix?
It is Netflix. Yep. I think it's a Netflix original documentary.
Yeah, which are kind of killing it lately. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's weirdly a must watch for me because my favorite documentaries are the ones about kind of about weirdos or eccentrics or people that are really into a certain thing. That's always interesting to me because it's out of my wheelhouse. It's not in my normal everyday. So I like to learn what it is to be so obsessed with your cat that you literally take them on cat competitions.
Right, and not just one. Like, I could see, all right, maybe I'll take Inara to like a local cat show or something. I can't really imagine doing that because she would eat anyone who came near her. But I can't imagine like saying, okay, well, we got to go to Calgary on this day. We have to be in Toronto on this day. We have to be in New Brunswick over here. And just the thought of having to do those world or those national tours across Canada. Jeez.
It's rough business, man.
It is rough business.
The Rough Businessman. Another great documentary. All right. Well, that's fine and good. I will now tell you about a documentary I watched. It was not on Netflix, but I won't tell you where until you hear it.
I bet I could guess.
You probably can guess. I have been talking about it here and there, certainly on Twitter. I found what I'm about to play one of the most affecting, hard to watch but important to watch things I've seen in a very long time. And it's not just because of the hard to avoid subject matter or who is implicated in it. It's much broader than that for me. So anyway, here's a taste, and you guys see if you can figure it out.
Everybody wanted to meet Michael or be with Michael.
Oh.
And then he likes you.
I was 7 years old. Michael asked, do you and the family want to come to Neverland?
We drive in and forget about all your problems. You were in Neverland. It was a fantasy.
Okay. You probably know.
Probably get it from that. Yeah.
Escaping Neverland.
It's leaving Neverland, but you may as well call it escaping, honestly. I would call it escaping. All right, so this is the 2-part documentary. There's also a third interview sort of post-mortem section with Oprah where she talks to the 2 main subjects of the documentary. I haven't watched that part yet because I actually couldn't do it all at once. I had to watch part 1 one day, part 2 the next day. And there were also parts of it where I had to sort of pause and like not stress out too much. It's a very, very intense documentary, a very honest and a very open and extensive one. Yeah, very raw. Doesn't pull any punches. Does not hold back on descriptions. It's a very dark look at what now I am convinced is absolutely true, that Michael Jackson, the worldwide superstar entertainer, despite all of that, was also a hardcore pedophile. And there's no doubt in my mind now after seeing this.
Wow.
They don't just, and it's not just based on these two witnesses. They're incredibly compelling witnesses, by the way. So that would be enough for me. But there's lots of little other things sprinkled in there that's like, oh my gosh, really? He wrote that letter and faxed it to him? Are you kidding me? Or, like all this crazy stuff. It is long and hard to watch, but I think worth every second of it.
Jamie.
I think, I kind of didn't mean to say it that way. It will really expand your understanding. It did my understanding of childhood abuse, what it does to people in the long term, how sometimes that abuse as young as 6 or 7 years old doesn't really rear its head. It's the results of which don't really rear their ugly head until much later in life. And that's what these two guys are dealing with, one who's 40, one who's just younger than that, who were kids during the heyday of Michael Jackson's fame. And they're not the only ones. There were many, many, many boys, all boys for the most part. I don't think there were any girls ever involved. That were,
well, HBO is getting sued now, too.
And you know what? Of course they are, because Michael Jackson's estate doesn't want this at all. Like, they don't want anything to do with this. Yeah. And of course they're going to deny it. The thing that pissed me off the most in this documentary, I think, was it covers this timeline from like 1992. And it tells these boys' stories kind of separate from one another, but they're all kind of happening at the same time, but they're told in separate ways. And the parallels between them are freaky. How it affected their families and specifically their mothers. And in a lot of these cases, the abuse would happen right next door to where their mother was sleeping in Neverland. And she,
because the moms are so starstruck and they're like,
yeah,
here's
because,
my boy.
And he was good at making them feel starstruck. Also, he's the biggest entertainer icon in the history of music at the time. And certainly maybe still even. Like he was so big, it was impossible to not fall into some of those traps. And that's what I came out. It was enlightening to come through this and go, yeah, people don't think about this aspect of fame and power. And if they thought more about it, they'd realize it's not as easy as black and white. Is that a song Michael Jackson saying, black and white?
It is,
yeah.
But it's harrowing and nuanced and not as simple as it may seem on the surface of it. I think if you are anybody who loves Michael Jackson and then said, hey, this is nothing but a hit piece, you've not seen it yet then. Because there's no hit piece quality to it at all. None of it. It's all just witness testimony and other evidence. No narration. Nobody's there to tell you what to think. They just lay it out. And so at the end of this thing, what pissed me off the most, dude, more than any of it, was they track it from 92 to the other cases in the mid-90s to the early cases in the early 2000s and all the times he was going to court, and then Macaulay Culkin was involved somehow, and he refused to come on this documentary and talk about it, and like all this kind of stuff. It's the stuff at the end that made me the most mad, because now we're in the YouTube generation, and we got YouTubers that their entire YouTube world is Michael Jackson fandom, for example. And they're just not having any of it, and so they're just vitriolic and horrible to these victims. I mean, it's just hardcore. And the thing is, it never felt like it was never like Michael Jackson. I mean, it is by nature Michael Jackson, but it was more of a broad, like, abuse is real. Here's how it happens. Here are the trappings. When there's power and money involved, these are why that's worse or harder or more difficult, and why these kids lied for him early on, but later had to deal with the truth. And like, I just thought it was really extremely well done. I know it's controversial. I know people are pissed on the Michael Jackson's innocent side. I totally get it. Watch this thing anyway. My guess is most of them aren't going to, because that's what you do if something disagrees. You're just going to avoid it. I get it.
Did you ever watch the Martin Bashir documentary from a few years ago where it was him walking around with Michael Jackson and going and buying expensive things, but kind of remarking about all the weird stuff in Neverland, and there were hints of the pedophilia in there, but it was never. It certainly wasn't the focus of Bashir's documentary.
Well, yeah, like he was sleeping in beds with 6-year-olds. And everybody was acting like they were okay with it.
Oh yeah, and he was talking about the sleepy juice, or what was there was some term that he had for.
Yeah, that he'd give some kid. It was like basically like giving your kid a little whiskey to get him to go to sleep or whatever. Right. Like there's a bunch of creepy stuff like that in here, but this is all detail of like when no one else is around. What is Michael and these? Where are these? What is this? Him and this kid? Where are they? What are they doing? And it is. That part of the testimony, horrific. I've never heard worse things. So I'm going to put out a warning to people who have experienced abuse in their life. Just know this going in. It may actually be cathartic for you. I don't know, but just know they're going to get really into the nitty gritty of the actual abuse, and not in a they're not taking, or they're not, what's the word? They're not blowing it up to be a big deal, or for the sake of just making it, oh, how shocking. It's not like that, but it's enough that if you've experienced abuse in your life, sexual or otherwise, you're gonna come into this feeling maybe a little nervous, and I totally understand that. And I would probably in those cases say, if you're worried about that, maybe don't watch it. But it is something else, man. It's on HBO. It's on Now and Go and the channel.
And is it is part 1 2 hours, or how long is
oh, that's a great question. It ripped by for me when I was watching it, so I never really paid attention, but it felt like both segments, the 2 parts, were like at least 90 minutes each.
Wow.
It's long. It didn't feel long though, so I don't know why that was, but it didn't.
CBS this morning did a segment talking about documentaries and their role in our lives now, and how the Michael Jackson estate is very upset with this documentary because they didn't even reach out to him. And they're like, look, that's not what we were doing. We're focusing on the victims. Like, we don't want your side of the story, basically. And people are like, well, you should get both sides. And don't you have a journalistic? No, they're a documentary. So they covered documentaries and kind of the inception and how they've changed. I thought it was a great segment. So if you happen to watch CBS this morning, seek out that segment about documentaries.
Yeah, and anyone who's painting this as they should have given the Michael Jackson estate more voice, again, hasn't seen the documentary, because the documentary, it's clear what the Michael Jackson estate and everybody thought during the entire time and now. Like, there's no question that they deny everything. So there's no point in having them come in and repeat all of that.
Yeah,
and the documentary shows a ton of that. They show lawyers talking. They have archival footage of court dates and the lawyers standing up and talking about how innocent Michael is and how they're going to go after anyone with these false charges. Like, they give plenty of stage time to that stuff, but that's a false request of them to do that. That's lame, because their views are well known, dude. What we haven't been able to hear is from actual victims of this thing, and it is really hardcore stuff, and it made me feel for these guys, but it also just gave me a broader sense. Like, someone in the chat room is already saying these are unfit parents for letting their kids go with them. Even that, I would say, just watch it and have an open heart a little bit, because both of these moms are a mess, and I have some sympathy for them. Not that I'm not saying I think they made all the best judgment calls, and neither do they. Like, they fully admit they were completely blindsided and completely they feel like they failed as parents. And they let the limelight and the money get in the way. They talk about this in very intense moments in this documentary. They interview everybody gets interviewed, and watch it first before you lay judgment across the board. Like, it is a fascinating look at a broader topic. There's just some humanity in there that needs to be discussed, and I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Okay. On that fun note, let's go over to Nicole.
Well, I'm gonna give you my clip, because we're gonna go completely to the other side And my connection is just crap today. I'm sorry.
Oh, you sound great to us. If that makes you feel
Oh,
better.
okay. Well, all right. Well, here's my clip, Scott, in the chat.
All right.
I don't know. There's no F-bombs, but it's network television.
All right, here we go. I'm playing it. There we go. I think it's playing. Here we go.
A long time ago, in a land filled with kings and queens, there lived a hero so beloved that he was known by just one name. Way back in days of old, there was a legend told about a hero known as Gallivant.
That might be a giveaway right there.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, there's the name. So this looks like it looks like that old Men in Tights kind of comedy going on there.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
We watched the first episode of this when it was on network television.
All right.
So what is
season 1 and 2 are streaming on Netflix. It is a musical. The first season is my favorite. It's a wonderful show, especially if you like musicals and knights and queens and kings and baddies. Very funny. Did either of you watch this when it was out on network television?
I watched the first episode, and I remember saying, "Oh, that's pretty good," but I don't know why we didn't continue with it. We apparently just said, "All right, that's good. Let's go watch something else."
Oh,
so
it's
do
fun.
I need to give it?
It's so
do I
much
need to give it
fun.
another chance? All right.
I feel like you need to give it another chance because
Okay,
I really enjoyed it, and when I saw it on Netflix, I'm like, oh, because I missed the first season is the best. Second season, it took me a little. I actually probably left the last 5 episodes, not because I didn't want to watch them. I just got busy doing other stuff. So when I saw it on Netflix, I'm like, oh, I can finally finish the season. I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd bring it back because it's been like 4 years since it came out.
Right.
It's like a live-action musical version of Disenchantment.
I'd never heard of it until today. This is the first I've even heard of this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, is it genuinely funny or is it slapstick funny? Like, what's the funny?
I think it's genuinely funny.
Yeah.
It kind of laughs at its own self, and it's just silly, and you have
not
these
quite-
funny musicals that have.
Yeah, not quite as off the wall as Monty Python and the Holy Grail or something along those lines that have a similar kind of period piece feel to it. But the music is definitely where most of the comedy is, right? Like in the
Yeah.
wow,
lyrics.
this is highly rated on IMDb.
And it has the guy, the cop from Psych. Did you ever watch the show Psych on USA?
Yes, I liked him.
So he's the king, and he kidnaps Gallivant's woman, and Gallivant's going to go save her, and like there's this whole story, and it's just funny and silly, and it makes fun of itself. And I really enjoyed
Vinny
it.
Jones. You got your Vinny Jones in there.
Timothy Oedmondson
Lassie, yes.
is the king, and he's great. That guy's awesome. This has
I love
one of the highest ratings I've seen in a while on IMDb, 8.1. The reviews are glowing. I may have to watch this.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, both seasons, 1 and 2.
All right. It's not normally my bag,
Like
but
one of the.
I'll check it out. Why not? I
I'll
like
give
it.
it another shot.
won't.
I'll try it again.
You should.
For you, Nicole.
I bet you
For
and
you,
Tim-
I will.
Okay.
It was an ABC show. If you're looking for a family show, I know for me it's always hard to find shows to watch with my kids. Today, come on, stop.
We're always looking for things that are strictly not family shows.
Right. Yeah.
Ever since we got rid of Tristan, we're like, give us the most unfamily show you can. Oh, all right. The Deuce, great. Let's watch that.
Brian's watching nothing but Hard Car Parn.
Hard Car Parn.
Yep, that's it.
Brazzers.
Well, this is.
I finished the Umbrella Academy.
Oh,
What'd you think of that,
so now that you're on the other end of Umbrella Academy, how did you feel about the entirety
I
of it?
loved it so much. I loved it.
Well,
Seriously.
You're getting a
watch
season 2. You excited? You got a season 2 coming?
Oh, I'm way excited for season 2.
Yeah.
Give me time travel. Give me superheroes. Give me dysfunctional people. I'm in. That's all. I think it's awesome. Mary J. Blige is in that. I didn't even realize it was her.
Have we got a Michael Jackson documentary for you?
Boy, yeah. You're looking for some dysfunction. Boy, I'll tell you where to go. Well, that's great. I will watch Gallivant. And it appears, it says he's King Richard. Is this based on the King Richard Knights of the Round Table kind of business or what?
I mean, there's elements. I don't think so, because it's its own story.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no Arthur or.
But there's probably they pull stuff from, of course, that time period and make fun of it.
There's a wormwood, so that's cool. I don't know what that one means.
Somehow Kylie Minogue is involved in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have a little crush on her,
Kylie
don't
Minogue? I do have a little crush on Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. Brian talks about Kylie Minogue in hushed tones.
Kylie Minogue.
Well, Nicole, the pleasure is ours as usual. Don't forget, you can follow Nicole on Twitter at Nicole Spag, and she will put out links and stuff related to what we talked about today. You are encouraged to do that. In fact, you're required as listeners of TMS to do that. That's part of the agreement. So do that. Nicole Spag out there. Nicole, have a fantastic week. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
She wasn't quite sure how to say bye. Brian, I think I'm going to read an email.
Okay.
And
I think you're going to as well, because it is in our notes.
Yeah, it feels like that's what we do. Typically, we'll put a thing in the notes, and then we'll address it, at least.
Do that. Yes, do that thing.
So here's this one. This is from Jeff Dent. How cool is that name? Jeff Dent.
Oh, Jeff Dent.
Jeff Dent says, the subject is cauliflower pizza.
Oh, there we go.
Based on our discussion, was it yesterday and day before?
Day before, yeah.
Says, I'm usually a quiet listener, but you have compelled me to action. My wife and I discovered cauliflower pizza at Fresh Brothers last year, and it was awesome. A few months later, we found it at California Pizza Kitchen. Give it a try. Love the show. Well, I go to California Pizza Kitchen. Pizza
chicken.
I could eat a pizza for hours. We go there on a semi-regular basis, so I didn't know they had it. I will definitely check it out, and I'll report back as to whether I thought it was any good or not. So
excellent. Yeah, I decided while you were reading that to look it up. There is no cauliflower option at Mod Pizza, so I guess I'm just doing looks like if I do a mini Caspian, I'm only doing 11 points, and if I couple that with a salad, then I'm skating friendly.
Oh, that's awesome. You should do that, and you should immediately report what you thought of it, because I think Mod is the bomb. I love it there.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
That's it for email today. themorningstream@gmail.com is where he sent that. You can also leave us your voicemails at 801 is 10 hams.
801 is 10 hams, but don't spell out 10.
No, has to be the number 10.
10.
Yeah, and then hams.
Because those numbers don't have letters.
That's right. It's also 801-401-0GOB. That's another way to do it, G-O-B. Or I'll just give you the damn number, 801-471-0462. Frogpants.com is our place to go and visit, frogpants.com/TMS specifically. You'll find links to our Vegas meetup in April. You still have time to get tickets if you are looking for them, and other great details and things there, including our Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. We will now leave you with another song that you can listen to while we end things here. Brian, do you have one?
Yes, this one is going out to Champ, the bath towel eating chocolate lab.
Wow.
Aw. Hello, guys. And it's funny, they don't put their name, but they say, my dad had to leave the vet without our 15-year-old dog this weekend. He was an old boy, and it was his time. But that doesn't make it easier. I've been listening to the show since episode 800-something, and I've never felt the need to submit a song, but this seemed like a good time to tell all the pet-owning tadpoolers to go give their pets an extra belly rub today. Unless they own fish, then they don't have to give belly rubs. That's weird. Thanks for all you do, guys. P.S. The date doesn't matter whenever you have a free slot. Well, today actually happened to be the day that I had a free slot, and it was the day they suggested. Going out to Champ, the bath towel eating chocolate lab, they wanted something that was uplifting, of course. And I wasn't going to do, something that was super on the nose, like a song that, has literally the lyrics, things are going to be okay, or anything in the title. This is a song that, I don't know. It could be scientifically proven that the chords and the melodies and the harmonies in this song scientifically are proven to uplift your mood, because they do it for me. Yeah. The song is Kodachrome, originally by Paul Simon, covered here by the band Everybody's Talking from their 2008 album, Louisiana. Here is Kodachrome.
See you tomorrow.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
It's Grandma!